Wonderful. Thank you, Felicia, for that great introduction. Yes, I am Stacy. I work at Michaels as our one of our education content designers. I'm excited to be here today to show you how to make the craft stick camera. So as Felicia said, if at any point during the craft, if you have a question or a comment, or you just want to say what colors you're using or how you're making your camera your own, just feel free to put those in the Q&A, and then Felicia will read them out to me as we're going. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to our other camera here. And so for this craft, what you are going to need is the titular craft sticks. So for the camera, there is 5 blue ones and 2 orange ones, but we also have one on the back that keeps everything together. So in total, we are going to need 8 craft sticks. So make sure you get 8 craft sticks and try to make sure that they're nice and flat. Some of them can be a little bendy in the middle, and if they're a little too bendy, you're gonna have a hard time getting them to stick together. They'll still stick together eventually, but it's just a little bit more difficult. So try to get the flattest ones you can. And then we're going to need some paint. Right here I have some orange and blue, since that is the color of our sample here. But you can use any colors you like. If you like purple or pink or any color that you want, you can use that. You could use multiple colors. If you wanted to make a rainbow camera, you could. Then we are going to need, of course, a paintbrush for our paint, some water to wash our paintbrush with, and then just some paper towels so that we can wipe everything down. We have some glue here to glue our craft sticks together. We have some foam and some construction paper that's going to make the little camera bits like the shutter and the flash and the other bits of the camera. And then there's also just a little wrist strap for your camera that we're going to be making out of yarn and beads. And you can use any yarn or beads that you got. And then I have some scissors here so we can cut out all of the camera bits as well as cut the piece of yarn that we need. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. If at any point I'm going too fast, you need me to slow down, you need me to repeat something, just feel free to put that in the Q&A there, and Felicia will let me know exactly what you said. All right, and of course, if we have some really advanced crafters in there and you just are speeding through this and you don't need to go at my pace and you want to keep going, I'm going to keep this just right here in the corner of our screen, just so that you can see what the finished product looks like in case you want to just move ahead of me. All right, so the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to put our craft stick camera together. So I did go ahead and I pulled out all the craft sticks that I need. So again, I'm just going to have 4 little blue ones, 2 green ones, or 2 red orange ones, and then I have the one in the back. So the one in the back is going to be our support, and that's going to stick all the craft sticks together. And so you could do it like this if you wanted to, but then the craft stick's going to be visible. So the best way to make it look like a camera and have the craft stick kind of hidden in the back is to lay it across like that, diagonally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a strip of glue all the way down this craft stick and then lay it across just like that, making sure I capture all the craft sticks in there and just trying to keep them as straight in a line as I can. So let's get out our glue and just put some glue all over our craft stick. And it's okay if you get glue on places you don't want, because this glue dries clear, so it's gonna look fine either way. All right. Take our glue and I'm just gonna lay it across, and you can just adjust your sticks as you lay. And I'm just gonna hold it here for a second because I want to make sure that it's nice and stuck together. You can count to 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, so of course it's going to take a little bit of time for that to dry completely. but it's nice and stuck together. So I'm going to go ahead and move to our next step. If your glue takes longer to dry, that's totally fine. This glue is really nice because it's kind of a fast drying glue, but your glue might take a little bit longer, and that's okay. Just hold it as long as you need to. And just as a reminder, this class is being recorded. If you need to go back and rewatch a certain section, or if you just get behind and you need to rewatch the whole thing, it's totally fine. You can find the recording and watch it as many times as you want. And of course, I can always go back and do a step if you need me to. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to paint our camera. So I'm going to first get out my blue paint, and I've already opened up this paint. If you need to open up your paint, that's fine. But I just went ahead and opened this up. All right, so I'm going to paint my craft sticks. Hope everyone is enjoying Camp Creatology. Would love to know what you're going to do with your craft stick camera once you're done. You can put it in the Q&A there. You could take it on vacation with you, or you could give it to a friend, or just use it for playtime. All kinds of things you could do with a fun little camera. And I'm just painting the top. You could paint the whole thing if you wanted to. You would just need to wait for one side to dry before you do the other side. And it's okay if you get paint where you don't want it. You can always go over it, because that's the best thing about paint, is that you can make as many mistakes as you need, and you can always just wait for it to dry and go over it again. And the best thing about doing crafts is everything's just kind of a happy little accident. So even if you make a mistake, it's sometimes better off than what you'd intended. And so it becomes what I call a happy little accident. All right. So there we've got our glue section of our craft stick camera all painted. I'm going to put the lid on my blue paint so I don't accidentally knock it over and spill it, because we all know crafts can be messy. All right, so I'm just washing my brush here and wiping it off.
And Stacey, we do have some that just came in. Can you just briefly kind of go over what we just went over? And also, while you're doing that, there's a question asking, do you have to use acrylic paint?
Of course. So what we just did is we counted up the craft sticks that we needed. So for this one, I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 craft sticks for my blue section and 2 craft sticks for my orange section. But we also have 1 craft stick that's along the back here. There's some tape on it, but there's a craft stick along the back here that keeps everything together. So what we just did is we took this craft stick and we put a line of glue all the way across it, and then we laid it on top of our stack of craft sticks. And it's okay if it moves around a bit, you can adjust it and then just hold it for 5 seconds. It might take longer depending on the glue you have. And then we flipped it over and we started painting. And now you do not need to use acrylic paint if you do not have acrylic paint. So you could use markers. If you had markers, you could use a different type of paint. If you have a different type of paint, you could even use pre-colored craft sticks if you don't even want to bother with coloring them. We do have colored craft sticks. Or you could just have a brown camera. Nobody's going to mind a brown camera. So you can just do it any way you want. You just make your craft with whatever supplies you have available. Okay.
And Stacey, really quick, someone noticed that the sample has 5 blue sticks and that you currently only have 4.
That's true. I did only grab 4, so that is very good observation. My craft stick camera is going to be a little bit smaller than that one. So that's where I was talking about right there. We have like a little bit of a happy accident. I did miscount, so good eye on that. But yes, you can do 5 blue ones and 2 orange ones, but as I've just demonstrated, you don't need them if you don't have them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do my orange paint. And get some orange here. I am just painting as much as I want. You could do designs on this if you wanted to. If you were painting it and then you waited for it to dry, you could like draw on it with markers and make it all special. You could put stickers on it. You could do anything you want to make your craft stick camera special. All right. So now that I have this done, I'm going to go ahead and set it aside to dry so that we can make all of our little pieces for our camera. So all the little foam and construction paper pieces. So that's what I'm going to work on next. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to very carefully put it over to the side and let it dry. So now I'm going to get out my foam and make my yellow foam bits. So we're going to make a circle for the middle here, and then a square here for the flash, another little square here, and then like an oval bit at the top that's going to be like our little camera button. And for this, I am just kind of eyeing it. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be exactly the same as this. Does not have to be. You could make this bit square, like sometimes buttons are like nice and square. Or you could make it round. It's up to you because it's your camera. So to make the round bit in the middle here, I'm going to start with a square piece of foam. And I'm not being super precise. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And now I'm going to round out my edges. So I'm just going to round everything out. Just like that. And see, it's not a perfect circle, and it doesn't have to be. I could keep cutting on it if I wanted to make it perfect, but I like it the way it is. So I'm going to leave it just like that. And so there I have my round bit. So now I'm going to do these little squares at the top. So we have a bigger square and a smaller one. This one's more of a like rectangle, if you're really good with your shapes. Again, I'm just eyeballing it, not being super precise because I don't need to. It's just my camera there. All right, that piece is done. Now I'm going to make the bigger square. There we go. That's a good square. And now I'm going to make my little button here. So again, I'm just going to make like a little rectangle / square piece. And then I'm just going to round out that top just so that it kind of follows our little example here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just the best we can do is all that we need. All right, I think that's a good piece. So there's all of our yellow bits of foam all cut out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut out the construction paper pieces. So the construction paper pieces go inside our big square and our big circle. So this is going to be the inside of your shutter the shutter is like the round bit of the camera, and then the flash, which is the big square here. So I'm going to do exactly what I just did, where I'm going to cut out just a little bit of construction paper here. Let me just move some things so this is on camera. And we're just going to cut out a little bit here. And so that it fits in our square, we can kind of use that as our guide for how big it needs to be. And it can be a little smaller. Doesn't have to be the exact same size. So you can see here, it's a little bit smaller so that you can still see the yellow peeking out. I'm just going to keep cutting it till I like where it's at. There we go. I think that's a good size. And you don't have to have a square flash. You might have a round flash, or you could have a star or a heart. You could go as creative as you want with it. I would love to hear all the creative, fun things you're doing with your camera. All right, so now I'm going to do the circle bit. I'm just going to do exactly what I did for the foam part. I'm going to take just a square piece of construction paper and then round it out. And then I'm going to use my foam piece to measure. All right, so I have my foam piece here. And so I just want my construction paper piece to fit in the foam. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that's all of the bits for our camera. So now I'm going to clear away some of this stuff so we have more room to work with. Here we have our camera here. All right, so now I'm going to take our camera back out. It should be dry. It might still be a little wet, but that's okay. And now I'm going to glue our pieces together. So again, we've got the little round piece that goes at the top for the button. This little square piece that goes opposite our little other square piece, that's the flash. And then we have our round piece in the middle. But that's our main camera piece, or the shutter. So now I'm going to glue everything together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my orange pieces to my yellow pieces. And again, it doesn't have to be orange and yellow. You might be using blue and green, or you could be using pink and purple, whatever color you like.
And Stacey, there's
Yes.
a question asking, do you have to use foam or can you use paper?
You can use paper, you can use construction paper, you can use whatever you have available to you. You absolutely do not have to use foam if you do not have it. All right, so I've glued those two pieces there. Now I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And just a little bit of glue goes a long way, but it's okay if you use too much glue because, like I said, it dries clear. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece to my camera. So you see here in the example image, you actually glue it to the back of the camera. Well, it looks like it's a little button that's popping out. So again, just carefully flip it. It might still be a little wet, so just want to make sure that you're careful so it doesn't all fall apart. And then I'm just putting a little bit of glue here at the edge the straighter edge so that the rounder piece is going to be at the top. And then I'm just going to place it right on my camera. And then flip it over. And you see that? Because I flipped it over, I put it on the opposite side, but that's okay, because I can still take it and then adjust it. But if you wanted your little button on that side, you could absolutely do it that way. All right, so now I'm going to put this little piece that goes right below our button. I'm just going to put some glue on him and put him right there. Just adjust him until I like where he is. And now I'm going to do the bigger square or our flash. Put a nice dab of glue there. He goes on the opposite side here. And then finally, our big main piece of our camera. He's going to go right in the middle here. Perfect. That's starting to look like a really good camera. Now, the only piece I have left to do is make a little wrist strap for it. Now, if you don't have this piece and you just have the pieces for the camera, that's totally fine. Your camera can be done. And then you could put like a little photo, you could use this as a photo frame and put like a little photo of you and your friend or your aunt, your pet or your family. You could draw a scene in there, like that's what you're taking a photo of. You can get really fun with it. It could be really cute. But if you do have some yarn and some beads, I'm going to show you how you can make a little wrist strap for it. So if you take your camera places, you won't lose it. You can just keep it on your wrist. So I'm going to take some yarn, and this is fun rainbow yarn, but you can use any color yarn, or you could use a different string if you have a different string. I'm just going to measure my wrist here to see how long I need my yarn to be. And I want to give it a little bit of room because I want to be able to take it off my wrist too. So I think that's good right there. And I'm also going to give it a little extra room for when I tie it together. So I'm going to cut. And there we have our yarn. So now I'm going to pick out some beads for my wrist strap. Now in the example, we use white, blue, white, blue. So I'm going to follow our example just so it's as close to the example as possible, but you can use any color or any pattern of bead that you want. You could do rainbow beads, or maybe if you have sparkle beads, those might be fun. You could use any type of beads you have.
You know, Stacey, someone had a great idea of making it into like a necklace.
That's a great idea too. What a creative idea. That would be great. And you know, that's just like a real camera. Some people have the neck straps for their camera.
And then there was someone, I think the way they're putting this is that if you had a picture, they can put it on behind the camera.
Yeah,
So make it seem like it's developed.
that's a really cute idea. You guys are so clever. I love hearing all of your ideas. 2 and 1, 2, 3. I've got 1, 2. I've got kind of like this off color white, but I'm looking for actual white if I have it. There we go. Well, no, that one's off color too. Well, I guess that's what we're gonna have to deal with. That one's white. Oh, perfect. Don't have to use these other beads. So now I'm going to string my beads onto my string. So the way it looks like I'm going to go from the middle and then outwards. So in the middle, we have 2 white ones. There we go. So make sure you guys can see. And then on this side, we'll go blue, white, blue, white.
There's another one of our students that's using the glow in the dark beads.
That's a great idea. And then you can see your camera in the dark. Glow in the dark beads is awesome. All right. And then on this side, I'm going to do blue and white and blue. And white. Here we go. Now I'm going to take the tips of these, and so you could tie it together. In fact, that might make it a little bit easier, but if you have trouble tying or you're not very good at tying yet, you can always just glue it to the back. But here, I'm just going to tie a quick knot. Just like that, and then I'm going to glue this to the back of my camera here. And I'm just going to glue it right here where we have our little shutter. Just gonna take a little dab of glue and just put that down here. You can be generous with it. Just really get it in there.
You know, since we have another one of our students that's saying that they're going to put glitter on the beads.
That's a great idea. You could even put glitter on your camera too. You can put glitter while the paint is drying. You could even put some glitter on the camera and then it'll dry right into the paint. You guys are so clever. You are so good with the crafts. I love hearing all of your suggestions. All right. Well, there's our craft stick camera. It's all done. I hope everyone had a great time today. Does anyone need me to go back and do a step? Is there anything that anyone's not clear on or something I can help with?
You know, we have a crafty crafter that, and she is not only she's using glitter, she's mentioning about using stickers on the
Wow.
camera.
Mhm.
We also have another person that's using white and pink, and they're also using gold, white, pink, and gold beads.
Wow. That
And
sounds great.
there's one person, I think, I'm not for sure if they didn't see you put the actual beads on the yarn. So
Oh, so
yeah,
these are just pony beads. So you can get pony beads at your local Michael's, or if you have another type of bead. The thing I like about pony beads is that they have a really big hole, so they're really easy to string through things that are thick like yarn. But you can use any beads that you got, or you don't have to use beads. You could just use a little bit of string there.
and so really quick, I just want to remind everyone, we would love to see your projects. So please have your parent or someone older that can put them on any of our social media. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram, and let us see them. Who knows, it may be featured on something. And then when you do put that on our social media, also use our hashtags with Learn with Michaels, our hashtag Michael classes, as well as hashtag Make It with Michael. So we would definitely love to see all of your projects that you are doing.
Yes, I would be so excited to see everyone's beautiful cameras. I can just imagine what y'all are making just from your comments and the questions. So we'd love to see them.
And Stacey, there's someone asking, can you please show how you attach the string to the back again?
Absolutely. So what I did in here, this might still be wet enough. Perfect. I can just take it right off. So what I did is after I was done stringing, I tied a little knot, but you can skip this step. It just adds a little extra security. But if you're not very good at tying knots yet, that's totally fine. And then I just took a little bit of glue And I honestly just chose a place where I wanted it on the camera. I just put it right next to the little button, but if you don't want it there, if you want it on the opposite side or a different part of the camera, you can put it wherever you like. And then just put a little dab of glue. And then you put your two ends of your yarn right there. There's a couple of different ways. You could also do it the way that the example does it, and then you could just glue one side and the other side to the back if you have a lot of yarn. But this is a simpler option that I liked, so I used that version. Do you have any other questions?
I don't see any more that's coming in. There's been a lot of thank yous, and that this is really cool.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys spending your time with us and making this craft stick camera. It's been so fun to craft here with y'all. And we have more Camp Creatology coming up. So we hope to see you in our next class. Our next class is Friday. So feel free to tune back in. And I hope everyone has a great and wonderful summer. Thank you so much. Goodbye.